The Independent Center, Inc., or ECI, helps local people with disabilities live their best lives through support, services, and advocacy. Executive Director Nicole Davis joins us now to tell us more about their mission. Welcome to Coast Live, Nicole. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Sure. So tell us about a little bit about ECI.
Our goal and mission is to help people with disabilities obtain or maintain their desired level of independence with the use of services and supports that are in the community, but also advocate to make sure that people with disabilities are integrated and can access their community. Disability is unique. It affects us all in many different levels, and our goal is to work with all people, all ages, all types.
Nice. So what makes you unique to some of the other organizations that might be out there that help disabled folks?
So we're a nonprofit, and we're really based on this idea of consumer control. And that means that over 51% of my staff are people with disabilities.
Oh.
100% of my managers are people with disabilities, including myself.
Okay.
And 51% of my board. So for us, disability is not just something we do on a professional,
right.
It's also something we feel on a personal level. So when people with disabilities come and interact with us, we can understand the barriers that they have, because oftentimes they're barriers that we ourselves are dealing with.
Wow, that really creates an empathetic environment so people can really understand where you're coming from. So what would you describe as some of the services that you provide that, you know, folks that go day to day and step and walk and do all of the things that some folks that are disabled can't do? What are some of the services that you provide?
So we provide information and referral. That's kind of just where we start. It's always important to know what resources are in the community, but also how to access them and use them.
Okay.
Peer support, which is really unique. It's connecting to other people with disabilities so that you can learn from shared life experiences, but also have that shared support. Independent living skills is really what it sounds. We're just working to understand what we need and how to access that.
Okay.
Transition, which is more three-tiered for us. We work to help people leave institutions.
Oh,
we
okay,
also work
good.
to prevent that they never go into an institution, make sure community living is what they have access to. And then on a completely, totally different spectrum, we work with youth with disabilities to help make sure that they're ready for their post-secondary options. And then advocacy, we do individual and systems, and I really like to think of how my mom described advocacy. If you teach a man to fish, he eats for a day. But if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And that's how we do advocacy. We want to teach you how to use your voice so that when you hit those barriers, you know how to make the change for yourself.
Yeah, I like that. All right. So what about COVID? I mean, a lot of people and organizations have been impacted. I would imagine people with disabilities have been greatly impacted by COVID from the isolation alone. So how did your organization rise to the occasion?
So when COVID-19 hit us, we wanted to understand it. We made sure that we were on top of the information that came out, but we know that it's something that's still going on and engaging. So if people out there need masks, we're happy to help you get them, obtain them. We're also happy to help you provide them with the home self-testing kits, so that if you need a vaccination kit, we can help you identify that. When the vaccines were rolled out, everyone got the paper cards to prove that they were vaccinated, and as wonderful as those are, I know that I lost mine. Many people lost theirs, so we can help you obtain a replacement.
Okay, that's really good.
We've also had 3 vaccination clinics, because we do understand that it's important to know how to get vaccinated. So if that's something that you're wanting to know, we can provide you that information.
Okay, so one other question. For people who want to get in touch, I know we put the information on the board, but say somebody wants to volunteer or they want to become an employee, how do they get in touch with you?
So they can always go to our website and look at that, and we have a contact form on our website. They can fill it out and that gets sent to us and we respond to those, or they can call us and just ask to speak to a coordinator and just talk about what barriers are going through, and then we can work to get them in for a face-to-face appointment to see how to take that barrier and turn it into a goal and actually have a more independent life that they're proud of.
All right, Nicole with ECI, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.